Jumping into this elimination final, it's going to be Direwolves going up against Digital Nation. Digital Nation has been a team that has been kind of on the cusp, but Blue, I think it's good for us to start here with the Direwolves because obviously these guys have been absolutely popping off today, and I think this is a good showing for them to be able to give us a little bit more of that consistency that we asked out of ball.
Yeah, popping off, true, but also another little word that we've been harkening back to again and again is inconsistencies, and I feel like Direwolves are having a couple of them today. You know, going up against Digital Nation now in this next set, honestly, is a little worrying, I feel, for this team, because Digital Nation were a team earlier on in the evening that we saw, and they were playing very consistently. I don't think they had a lot of slip-ups coming into this, so if they're able to put Direwolves on the back pedal, really start slipping them up here and there, and just get control of, you know, the key fundamentals that make Halo Halo, I think Direwolves are in for a real tough battle.
Yeah, I guess, you know, the real question for me is, as we have a look at the maps here, Josh, is, you know, we're going into a full best of 5 against a team like the Direwolves. I think Digital Nation coming into this pretty heavy underdogs for me personally, because from what we've seen from the Direwolves today, they're definitely one of the best 2 teams that are here today in the Pro Series. They've been in this situation many times, whereas to me on the other side, Digital Nation haven't really gone this far all too many times.
Yeah, no, they haven't. But at the same time, you know, as we've said, they're here in the elimination final for a reason. And we've talked about how when they want, these players can really turn up. Now, relative to older Halo titles, we've got some newer players on this roster, but they've really performed well. And it seems time after time throughout Split Run, Luke, we're seeing them in the Pro Series. So now with Direwolves on the back foot, it's getting late in New Zealand. Who knows what we can expect from the series?
That's true. It's a whole lot of Halo ahead of the boys of the Direwolves here, but Digital Nation, they want to see if they can put them to bed. Let's jump into Oddball.
Direwolves v Digital Nation.
This is what people don't understand if you're not a caster. Like, that's one of the things about being remote. You can't just look at each other and go, who's doing what? Blue, please go ahead, sir.
Literally waiting on like little snippets of audio in order to instruct like who does what. But that being said, we are Digital Nation versus Direwolves, Direwolves versus Digital Nation, depending on what side of the screen you're reading first. To jump into it, we're already seeing a lot of kills come out from the side of Digital Nation onto Direwolves. Direwolves do go 3 down. In those early seconds of the match, no touch on the ball yet, but this is typically how we see it. Just a bit of back and forth, over and over again until the Slayers convincingly come out. I think it's more of a spawn game that either of these teams are looking for, particularly in the opening minutes of these games, just to make sure that they have enough control over the map to get a good setup, get a good position, and then to just barrel on from there, Josh.
It was very interesting that off the rip, you just saw all the Direwolves players, I swear, they all just got grayed out instantly. There was like 3 deaths in about 5 seconds, and now that there was a second round of kills picked up as well by Digital Nation, they were able to get that ball away. You can see there now Direwolves trying to answer back, and you see Tuff does fall to one of those Direwolves players. So just, you know, as quick as it happened in Digital Nation's favor, you see Direwolves answering back and now making their way over to bottom tower here and pushing through. Tekorai trying to do what he can to stop this. Deano, though, with the repulsor play and teaming up with balls. That was beautiful. Now, we watched it from Digital Nation's point of view, so that was a bit rough on them, but they did very well. And
there you go.
That is a rare medal to see there, Bluey.
Yeah, pancake. We never see that. To the hands of Deano, nonetheless. You know, of course, he's going to be the one to rack up a little rare medal like that. Make his way through the bottom PC, pick up a nice little kill on Justtuff, just on top cat. Using that repulsor again, sending Wryce just flying across the map, getting himself a killing spree before he's immediately shut down. Ball taking a fight with only 3 shots left in this BR, which I think was a little bit you know, I think he was a little bit wishing too much for those last 3 bullets. Unfortunately, he does get picked off himself. So much back and forth going on between here, and Direwolves still in the lead, but only by 10 points with that ball.
3 players down for Digital Nation right now. Only Wryce left alive, which means the red team here of Direwolves going to be able to rack up some points, and Zerkil does have that camo as well, which will be very handy. You can see here, Vaampt, nice and safe, tucked away over in top gold, no one near him. Zerkil, he's got his eyes over on the long haul, as well as the fact that he's got camo over in Whirlpool. So Vaampt would be feeling very safe, but here comes the players collapsing in. Nice use there of the camo, and just cleans up Justtuff. To be fair, that was good awareness of Tuff to expect that camo player, but he does go down. Now Bandit with that shock rifle in hand. Zerkil needs to be careful, but Zerkil coming out on top. Great stuff. And, you know, Digital Nation, they try to collapse on the play here, which was Vaampt here with this oddball, but he was able just to rotate around, now make his way over to top left and Zerkil with his shock rifle in hand. They're well set up here to get a lot of points.
Two spotted in pit from Direwolves, just trying to shut these members down as quickly as possible. Good shots coming out from Zerkil here. Doesn't quite manage to connect that second one. We might see a bit of a setup come out from Digital Nation here. They have the strong foot on the kills. They've got a bit of space to work with. They just need a little bit of time, perseverance themselves. Bandit is just eking out constantly with his life. Pretty much one shot for like, what was that, 60 flat seconds? Just trying to constantly get away. Jumps up top, elevator, gets, assist, sorry, I should say, a kill on Zerkil, and then manages to grab the ball himself. So now, Digital Nation have a lot of ball time to make up for. Approximately about 50 seconds in order for them to catch up.
We'll see what they can do to bring it back. They're in a pretty good position here. Tough with that shock rifle. Zerkil trying to bait the shots, which he's doing successfully, but he might lose his head here in a second if he's not careful. Bandit racking up the points. Tekorai does fall, so that's going to allow Vaampt to push on in. Good shots out, but I think that might have been the body shot. It was, because he got the assist. Still getting these points right now. Tries to turn and get that no-scope, but Zerkil has his number. A couple more players fall. That's Bandit and Tuff falling down, which allows Ball to pick up the oddball, and Zerkil, of course, now wrapping around to try and clear out goal, but finds two angry Digital Nation players. That's going to mean the call-out goes out to Bald, who wisely throws it out to mid. Now that they don't have the numbers, great nade coming out of Tuff, but even better shots from Deano to answer back. Tekorai, he not only has the shock rifle, but also the camo. He doesn't want to waste those things, but he might actually. I thought he was going to be cleaned up, but he gets away. Fantastic stuff. Digital Nation doing what they can to come back. Oh, Jesus! Blinking, you would have missed that. Zerkil might fall as well. Ooh. That was a stellar double kill out of Tekorai. He does go down, but not before putting the hurt on. Three players from Direwolves do go down, and now just both teams jockeying for position here. The ball gets reset. All things relatively even, but what a play there from Tekorai.
Yeah, you know, look at this movement from Wryce coming out as well. Just swooped in, tried to get that shock rifle, then immediately swoop out. Got all the information, I should say, that he needed. Decided it wasn't worth taking any fights or trying to take that positioning at all. Remember, Digital Nation are the ones on the back foot right now. They need to be making the plays in order to get enough space so they can grab this ball, make up for the time that they are losing or have lost. But unfortunately, Direwolves the one to grab that ball, and looks like we might be seeing a pipe setup coming from Briefly, or just enough time for them to hold the ball, get it away, as far away from Digital Nation as possible.
Deano, he's got that ball in hand. It's looking pretty good for Direwolves right now. They've been, you know, in the lead and had a healthy lead since the start. There's been glimpses of hope out of Digital Nation, and they may still come back yet. There is just a small touch there by Wryce, and he thought he had the kill, and indeed he does have the kill, which was a surprise to me. The ball's there, though. That's going to be a couple of players there from Direwolves. Bandit's got the drop, though. Bandit picks up the kill. Zerkil now the only one left alive for Direwolves. He decides to push in. A bit of a question mark about if you should be waiting for the team, but he realizes that it's just Bandit there, and Bandit actually couldn't get... Oh, no. Oh, my gosh. The repulsor kills, so Zerkil was able to turn around, and because of that, he may actually just clean things up. Now, look, the repulsor comes in from Wryce. Now, if Wryce is under pressure here, which I think he is... See, that was a question mark there about using that repulsor, because there's a chance that he could have got the kill and then held the ball, and he had the support from the player going bottom mid, so yeah, not too sure about that one, but Bluey, Justtuff does have the ball, so maybe all things aren't bad in the end.
Yeah, you know, it looks like it fell in their favor anyway, but, you know, some small other micro mistakes, and that could have been very, very different for them. I definitely agree with the point that you made there. You know, maybe the repulsor was the flashier play. It was the quicker play just to secure the kill, but then you had an opportunity to set bottom gold, and now as Digital Nation go down 3 players, 4, make that a complete 4 wipe. It looks like Direwolves are just going to be able to take this round out from them.
Ball trying to do what he can to just shut this down right here, and look at that. Easy done, as round number 1 is going to go to Direwolves, and they are looking good to begin their comeback campaign here after taking their Series L in the winners bracket final. Guys, if you are just tuning in, it's Pro Series number 5 for the ANZ region, the first Pro Series in the world for Split 2. We've had a couple of cool changes. We've seen the new map Catalyst, we've seen King of the Hill, and we're seeing some awesome ANZ Halo action between these two teams, Direwolves and Digital Nation. This is the lower bracket final. Direwolves trying to come back after a Game 5 L's, only down to the final couple of points in the Slayer. But look, go back and see the VOD if you missed it, because it was very cool. We're trying to see Digital Nation prove that they shouldn't be written off. But we'll see as Deano still taking faces here for the Direwolf squad. Oh,
yep.
That's one of those question marks, isn't it? But he was able to stay alive. I think we would have lost it if Deano died there.
Yeah, if Deano would have gotten injured in that particular instance, yeah, that would have been very, very unfortunate. Deano, though, proving that it doesn't matter if he got injured or not, his BR is still just as capable, taking down 2 players there, managing to get out. And look at this, look how far pushed in Digital Nation are into this blue side right now. They've got none of the map to work with, just getting one shot immediately. Bandit getting one shot. Deano, okay, we're talking about question mark plays. Not too sure about grappling in on that one. Yes, you wanted to secure the kill on Bandit. You knew he was one shot when the call came out, but you also knew that all the other members of Digital Nation were also locked up in blue/tower. So, Deano, I don't know. I know you got some big cojones, man, but sometimes they're a bit too big.
Yeah, I think so. They might drag him down at times, but we'll see if they come to his advantage again in just a moment as we see this one play out. 40 points or thereabouts, and climbing though for Direwolves, looking to lock this one down. Digital Nation yet to get a touch on the ball in this round. Direwolves have golden pipes all locked down. There's going to be a player to the right. I don't know if that was Tekorai or Tough. It looks like it was Tekorai with that sword in hand. He was going to be spotted, so he does get the kill with that sword, and Camo's up as well. It's going to be vital that they make a play for that. And look at that. No shield. That was going to be Deano charge out, and somehow still alive. What was this madness? And now he's going to be able to get away with the ball as well. Deano, I mean, we talked about the Koenig plays. I think that was one, going out while no shield and then managing to stay alive whilst under pressure as well. Great stuff by the man.
Playing alive for that long. Zerkil gets a double kill from the grave with the nades there just before he goes down. Deano's just able to play the ball quite comfortably. Even that time that he just got there was like pity time. It didn't really matter if he secured that or not. It was just about rotating the ball a little bit, and if he had to play it, he sure was happy to. They still have this top gold positioning kind of as Deano goes down. They seem to lose that a little bit. There might be a collapse that comes out from Direwolves. They might decide to just play their own game here. Zerkil is sitting top glass. Balds does have the sword. Decides to retreat away a little bit, sorry, as he does retreat back. I think bottom mid, Deano's playing in pit. Some very interesting spread plays coming out right now. Zerkil does get someone one shot, does get taken down by Tekorai. Tekorai picks up 2, actually. That's huge for Digital Nation right now. And Bandit with a quick kill, flicks immediately over. So clean with that one. And we are going to see the grapple ball play. Well done from Digital Nation.
Yeah, I mean, now they're finally going to be able to get some points on the board, and hopefully it's the start of the trend for them. They need it to be. They want to stay in this game. It's looking rough, though. Bandit gets taken down. Wryce almost following suit. You can see there a wall just separating these guys. Wryce. Oh, KG play. Darn it. Goes out, gets the shock rifle player, picks up one. There's going to be another down low. Circles back after the call out. Now he's going to be holding on to that ball. Passes it out. Drops the sword. Oh, thought he ate a nade. Luckily able to stay alive. And you know what? Blue, it needs to be said, I will never get sick of watching a KBM player. It's just, it is actually magical. And that's coming from a console kid. I love the movement. It's great.
I mean, yeah, there's definitely some pretty nuts movement. There's definitely some pretty sort of flicky plays. We've been quite accustomed to seeing that from a couple of the players that we have in the ANZ region. Wryce, of course, one of them. Then we also have Scoob and Jackson, who are both supposed to be on a team that was competing today, but unfortunately had to forfeit their position. Would have been good to see some plays from them. I'm quite lucky to be witnessing to more KBM glory. But you know, we'll just have to deal with one for the time being, Inman. How about that?
Yeah, I mean, one's enough. We'll roll with it. 68 points to 16 here. Vaampt with that camo in hand just finishes up with it. Zerkil is going to be shut down here by Bandit. Bandit cleaned up here. Vaampt turns to get another one. Wryce is lucky that he had the support of Tough there. Otherwise, I think he would have been done. Bald, Deano, and Zerkil all alive here. A couple of the guys coming off spawn. Deano, we need to shout him out here, dude. 28 kills in 17, 11 assists. He's got the second most objective time for the squad. And, you know, we called this out, or at least I know I did. I think you may have as well, Bluey, in Split 1, that Deano's just been playing some of the best Halo of his life, really. And I think that out of all of the old heads that we talk about, I feel that that's what separates Deano from the others. Whereas I feel like he's, you know, I've never. He's peaking still, which is, you know, very, very interesting.
Something strange to say for a man who's been playing Halo for as long as he has, but I definitely do agree that there's a certain I don't know. There's a certain panache that Deano has.
A certain panache. I like that.
You know, I had to pull that one out of the out of the vocabulary. But there's a certain level of flair that Deano has that some of the other long-time ANZ Halo players just don't really seem to have as consistently, I would say, as Deano does. They still manage to pull it out when needed, but just not as consistently. Whereas Deano is just constantly the man that we see on Direwolves, playing as hard and playing as much as he is. And of course, we're looking at Deano now, and he's really showing those young kids how it's done with the bag at the end of the round, securing their victory for Oddball Recharge.
I can't say that I'm hugely surprised there by the outcome. Direwolves getting the dub on that first map here of our lower bracket final, 2-0 in that Oddball. I think what you can really take away from that is that Digital Nation aren't completely out, but there still seems to be that, I would say, that kind of class difference between these two teams. I think it's going to be a very, very tough ask, because if you're Digital Nation, what you wanted is Direwolves to be so tilted after their Game 5 loss in that winners bracket final that you're going to be able to take advantage of it. And what Digital Nation needs to do was just come out swinging. Now, to be fair, if you recall the beginning of round 1 of this Oddball, they did exactly that. You know, they got kills on, like, I think it was 3 players of Direwolves in like the first 5 seconds. They tried to keep that aggression up, which is what I think they needed to do. But again, there's just that difference in skill between them, and then it's just calling it what it is. I think it's just a really hard ask to ask this squad to take down a T1 in ANZ region team like Direwolves, you know?
No, I definitely agree, and I think what we're also seeing here is just like difference in being that consistent 4 stack, especially since the beginning of Infinite sort of coming out. We've seen the Digital Nation roster come in every now and again with different players here and there. They haven't worked out one super, and then the next week they've mixed up their roster yet again, and you have to wonder how much that just changes the dynamic overall within a team or in an individual player, you know, being so unaccustomed to individual players being swapped out every now and then. Like, you have to wonder how inefficient that is for a team if your turnover rate for your particular team is as high as someone like Digital Nation or whatever other name that they went by before has been for them.
If they just keep changing, they'll find the right combination, Bluey. They'll get there. We've seen how our ANZ region works with those particular changes over and over again, and I don't really think you're correct on that one, Inman. We'll see how it goes for them. Hopefully they can keep this roster together for a little while. Hope there's some kind of structure. But guys, that was just map number 1. We are going to go to a Slayer on Live Fire. First time we've seen Live Fire tonight, I think, Blue. So keen to see that one come into play.
I think so, yeah.
And I don't really know what it's going to take here for Digital Nation to get the win here. I think that Direwolves, they're not as on tilt as what some might have expected from the winners bracket final loss. They're not as fatigued as, you know, you might expect for these players. You know, it's getting, what is it? It's past midnight for them. It's back close to 12:30 a.m. local for some of these players. So, you know, you've got to really think about the physical conditions that they're playing through as well, and yet they were still able to have that convincing victory. And now you have to keep in mind that they're going to be riding the high off that W as well. And I tell you what, there's few motivations like going to your warm bed to want to wrap up a series.
Make you want to close out a series. Yeah, exactly. You know, we joke about how sometimes it gets a little late night for us as casters, of course, our production team and observers as well. But for the players, it's a completely different ball game, right? You know, you have to make sure your focus is 150% on at all times. So it's definitely getting late, especially for the members of Direwolves, you know, NZ's finest. They're coming up into the wee hours of the morning if this doesn't wrap up for them soon. So I'm sure they're looking to get nice and comfy in bed. And it is getting colder, Josh. So,
it is indeed. This cold snap's ridiculous.
Yeah, I know.
We're going to be seeing a nice little start here from Vaampt, who wrapped around the map and picked up that snipe. Somehow Bandit able to stay alive there. That was wild. Bandit just a bit too quick. Oh, that would have been sick. Ah, what could have been? Anyway, Bandit gets away with the snipe. And to be honest, you know, Bandit, he can be pretty nasty with this scope as well.
He sure can. Hitting a nice little body shot there. Unfortunately, doesn't connect with the second one. Gets himself mopped up right quick. Seeing Vaampt take on Justtuff down the bottom, and Vaampt is going to hit that reload button for that sniper and hopefully look down the barrel of that gun and get himself a nice little kill. So close to taking Tekorai's head off there, and this sniper is just being tossed around, isn't it? Player, you know, hands of the player from one to another. Hasn't really just been able to find a consistent home or consistent heads, apparently.
Apparently, Tekorai, though, trying to take some face. If he can, if this player does peek out, doesn't happen, though. Back over to the BR, gets that nade out. He's going to spot Deano in front. He's got Wryce on the back as well, so that player is going to be down no matter what. Nice little pinch. You can see that kill feed's just lighting up for this blue team. Digital Nation, you know, 12-6. And I guess if there's any result to get this series to go the distance, this is how you want to start. And, you know, we talked about it and mentioned it during the wrap of that last game. I think it's just aggression. Try and play off the fact that Diables might be getting a bit fatigued. Try and work off the fact that, you know, they've just come out of an intensive series up against Final Form and keep that pressure on. Now they've got the lead. They need to keep that. They need to make sure that they don't have too many unforced errors and ensure also that they keep an eye on things like this OS that's about to be coming up in just a moment.
OS is going to be a crucial piece of the map. Looks like Tuff got it, popped it. Balds finds himself pinned up against a wall, gets taken down quite easily by all four members of Digital Nation. Digital Nation currently have their hands on 2 power plays, the sniper and the OS. We're going to see how much damage they manage to do with those. Tuff coming up on Zerkil, and Balds right here does get taken down. Bandit with the scope from top mid though. Going to see if he can play a little vent game, taking on Deano. Deano is the one who manages to come out on top. 4 kills the difference. Direwolves need to secure 4 kills for themselves to manage to catch up. And that's not discrediting the amount of kills that can go in between that. Does manage to meet Tuff with that heat wave. Killing spree for Deano, and again, Josh, just as you said before, he's just one of those players who's been in the scene for so long, the ANZ region for so long, playing Halo, and he still just manages to remain so consistent with his play.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, he was one of the key reasons why we just saw a massive comeback there for Direwolves. You know, it was a massive difference between them. Yeah, Bald, questionable.
Okay,
yeah,
we're going to need to ask him about that one later.
We'll let him get away with saying that was fatigue for that one. Oh my God. Both, oh look, I don't even know what to say. We got people who are jumping off the map. We've got
it's late, it's cold.
Snipe beat down being missed. We have PP beat down being missed. You know, just ANZ Halo things.
Yep, just ANZ Halo things, just Halo Infinite things. You know, it is how it is. 2 incredible forces meeting each other head on for some question mark gameplay. Here we are, Vaampt with that sniper rifle yet again, and he lines up that snipe so easily. Gets himself a double kill. That was such a nasty little quick scope, right snappy, and now you can see the eyes are on OS. 10 seconds left on that OS, so hopefully Direwolves can make a really strong play here with Vaampt in the backlines watching with that sniper, but you can see Digital Nation spawning in A side, house side. Oh my God, I was waiting for it. Bated breath, 2 solid shots meeting. And he connects another one, getting that body shot, and Vaampt getting all the goodies here, managing to pick up OS as well. This man is on fire.
Yeah, he earned that OS. You got to give it to him, right? No choice but to go to him. Now he's going to be wrapping back around as well, getting shots at the player in the top tower. That's going to be tough. There's going to be one over in the nest as well. Make a 3rd up top as well. Kill assist coming around. He's going to be cleaning up these last 2 kills. Double kill right here. Spawners are going to be over cross map. Over in Big Door, nades leading out. Justtuff is going to be up the back. Justtuff, just nothing up against these shots and nades coming out here from Vaampt and the rest of the Direwolves squad. Vaampt 13-6 with 4 assists. Yeah, brilliant stuff here from the young gun here. And look at that, Zerkil actually copped the overkill. We didn't see that while I was talking about Vaampt. Zerkil gets the overkill. Hopefully we caught that. We can see a little bit later on. Regardless, Direwolves put the hurt on. We saw Digital Nation in front by, I think it was 12-6 was the scoreline that I do remember. And now it's 38-28 with Direwolves in front. What a momentum shift.
Blowing out a really strong lead here, and you got to ask yourself, was that aggressive play that Digital Nation making in the beginning really worth it? You know, it's kind of like just burning all the fuel way too quickly. The candle wick is just gone and you have nothing left. And I feel like that's what we see Digital Nation doing a couple of times. They make these really ballsy to-the-wall plays. They're super aggressive, but it just burns out so quick. And at the end of the day, if you're going against sort of T1 teams that manage to just hold on to that wick for longer, make it burn for longer, know when to execute when needed, they're always going to come out on top.
Vaampt here is going to be dropped. You're going to see Wryce pick up that kill there. 2 players down for Digital Nation, Tekorai and Bandit. They need to ensure that they aren't letting too many unnecessary deaths go by. And it looks like they are struggling to meet that objective as Direwolves get closer and closer to victory here. Vaampt, he wants his next kill. Bandit, though, punishes him for being a little bit too overzealous. Balls cleans it up. 46 to 37. Excuse me, 37 right now. Overshield is up. Zerkil gets dropped. There's an opportunity here. If Digital Nation can somehow get this overshield. It's looking very messy. Deano somehow. Oh my gosh, gets away. 47-39, your score, only a few kills left. Wryce does have that OS, but look at this. Deano, he's got the cavalry here. He's just going to be watching for that player pushing up from dummies. Here comes Wryce. The timing! Did you see that?
No.
It was a split second. There's a few microseconds there that Deano missed that out, but he was able to get away and got... Oh my gosh, this is
How is Deano still alive?
I have no idea. And now he's got the toys as well, and it should be wrapped up right here. Deano, you animal.
Deano, you rat. What was that?
You're an animal. The animal is rat.
Absolutely unkillable there. How long was he no shields for?
Gosh.
Then he got half his shield back. Then he was dropped back to 1 shot. Like literally 1 shot. I'm talking he had 0 shields, 0 health in the bar. Manages to scurry away from that one. Goes up tower, picks himself up a kill, and then that's basically game. How do you let that happen if you're Digital Nation?
I don't know. If you're Digital Nation and you had the lead that you had, how do you let it go? But look, it was early as we know, and I feel like, you know, Direwolves get into the game. They see that they're slacking a little bit, and they just... You know, I hear Bald's voice in my head, you know, right, boys, let's get into it, and they just get the job done, and that's what it seems to be. Or, you know, you just kind of sit in Vaampt and Zerkil's backpacks when they decide to go off as well. That helps, you know. We saw Vaampt, who I was focusing on for a little while with that snipe, and then Zerkil comes in with the overkill. Bald's doing his thing as well. It was wild stuff, and yeah, you can see Zerkil's overkill. He had 50% accuracy throughout that, 14 and 10, not too shabby with the assists as well. As we check out some of the replays, and this was those early snipes from Bandit. And guys, as we go through the replays, pay attention to the scoreboard down the bottom. Yeah, it's close here for the blue team. Digital Nation, they were in front. 12-6 was the score. Then it was 18, 22-19 here. They're still in front at almost the halfway point. But then here we go. Here's where things turn around. 24 points apiece. Vaampt decides, you know what? We've had enough. I'm going to hit the halfway point first. Look at this score. 28-25. Here are these beautiful snipes. Killing spree for Vaampt. And this snipe, I really believe this snipe was the momentum shift.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. It was that little fight out in Oval for that OS. Then after it, Vaampt managed to just suck up all the goodies, had OS all for himself, and that was definitely a point in the match where all of a sudden it just seemed like Direwolves were like, yep, all right, we know we can comfortably take these guys, we know we can lock them down in these spawns, it doesn't matter who has the power weapons at what point or whatever, like we're just going to take it to them. That's exactly what they're going to do. And even at the end, you had Deano just being like, yeah, it doesn't matter how much damage I'm going to take, I'm just going to live it out, still going to kill. Oh, look at that, game's done. Like, what are you thinking?
Direwolves are now 1 map away from going back to meet final form for a rematch that I tell you what, I am getting very excited for if that happens. I would be, to be fair, now that I think about it, I'd probably be more excited if Digital Nation somehow were able to bring a reverse sweep together, but something tells me there's going to be a little bit too much to ask for the underdogs in this one. Strongholds Streets up next, CTF Bazaar. If we get to it, then a Slayer recharge if this does get to map number 5. Bluey, something tells me that Direwolves will be feeling themselves right now after winning those 2 maps. And again, a very, I would say, convincing performance in the second half of that last map.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would also say that this is a map that Direwolves has already had to go through, I'm pretty sure. Strongholds on Streets, once again, a map in a game mode. Yes,
so.
no,
Yes, I think so.
I'm pretty sure it was. Maybe we can get some correction in the year on that one. But you know, if they've already had the opportunity to play this match today already, it just means that them going up against this series against a team that they seem pretty comfortable taking on right now, they're going to be feeling all the confidence in the world. Again, they are fighting for bedtime as well, which for a couple of blokes that are on Direwolves, I think they're going to be wanting to taste that, you know, sweet head to the pillow as soon as they can.
And they probably will if they can wrap this one up right here. Guys, we are into map number 3 of this best of 5 series. It's the lower bracket final. Digital Nation trying to get more than that 3rd place spot. To be fair, they've already punched their ticket to the next Pro Series. Top 4 from each Pro Series automatically qualify for the next. Anyone bottom 4, you're playing in the next Open Series. Keen to check out all of that action as well as it comes. And, you know, either way this goes, we're going to be having one hell of a grand final tonight where Final Form are waiting for the victor of this series. We're going to get into it. Guys and gals, we're on with Deano here from the Direwolves. And he's been, you know, surely the superstar for this series.
Already quick on the trigger with the nades and the gun itself. You can already see that the members of Digital Nation are vying for those rockets heavy. Deano just making a nice little flank around the vending machine, grabbing himself up the shotgun along the way. The Bulldog, I should say. Zerkil managed throughout that entire time to get his hands on those rockets. Does use one of them. Did he connect with 2 there? I can't tell. He definitely got a kill with 1, but I'm not sure if the second one connected for damage. Not quite sure. Either way, he used them to pretty good effect there. Did manage to keep them out of the hands of Digital Nation. And we do see 2 points already ticking up in the hands of Direwolves.
Yeah, great start here for Direwolves, hoping to just lock this one up here against Digital Nation. Now, Digital, they're not going down without a fight. They do have A control. Tough, however, he's going to be taken down as Deano with this nice flank. And again, it's Deano, you know. First few kills on the board, only being outdone by his teammate Zerkil on the opposing side. Things, you know, fairly standard for what you would expect for just the start of this map. But Deano, he's got that Bulldog in hand. If he keeps pushing through to C, he's going to find Wryce. Wryce tried to push out straight into the Bulldog here. Now, unfortunately, Deano didn't say the player come from behind, but Deano did his job. He was able to clear out B Street. Now, Vaampt needed to get that kill. Unfortunately, he didn't. So now you're going to be able to see A being captured by Digital Nation, but Tekorai trying to do what he can towards B as well. I think it's going to be a tough ask to try and capture B. And now Tekorai needs to turn around because pushing into C is going to be Vaampt. That Stalker Rifle too strong. 4 players down for Direwolves. Potential triple cap here for Digital Nation.
Yeah, really hard for Digital Nation at the moment. Looks like Direwolves is going to be taking C. And if there's someone I want to point out on the Digital Nation side, we were sort of giving him a bit of gash before, which is tough. And look, he's doing it a little bit rough. You could say his gameplay is not quite up to snuff. But at the moment, he's really going to have to pick himself up because he was someone that we were singing our praises for. He was doing so well in those early games, but these last few matches that we've witnessed him in, he just hasn't been doing it so well. You know, I thought this was a player, given his performance in the beginning of the night, he would just be able to turn it on in an instant. But we haven't really seen that from him yet, and it seems like he's really been put on the back foot.
Tekorai and Zerkil, the only ones left alive there for a moment. Zerkil able to get the cap over on B. That's going to be Tekorai getting A in return. C being contested right now. Direwolves capping that one and now racking up the points once again. Credit to Digital Nation. They're trying to keep their hearts in it and keep the guns firing. But Direwolves looking so strong right now. As I say that, Deano is the only one left alive for the Direwolves squad. Forced to do the do-si-do, the ring around the rosy over near tires, and he is going to be shut down eventually. So that was 4 down for a split second as Digital Nation now able to get control of A and B once again. You see Vaampt there and the rest of the Direwolves squad with that subway spawn. Pushing out on that B Street now is going to be the logical move. Tekorai able to pick up the kill over on Zerkil. Meanwhile, Deano, Vaampt answering back. Great shots from Bandit to stop the push through the middle of the map. And now, while all the distraction is happening over at B and the spawners over on P Street going towards A, it's going to allow Bandit to get this C cap and get points racking up once again for Digital Nation.
Direwolves you know, their lead that they had in the very early game seems to be going out pretty quickly. Their little candle wick seems to be burning. They had a really good start, and even then, when they were locked down in C, they made a push-up driveway, took down 2 players from Digital Nation, but then somehow managed to lose the entire engagement, even though we had our POV on Bandit at that time. The only person he took out was Vaampt, so not entirely sure how that managed to swing more in the way of Digital Nation in that particular fight. That being said, Bald has now got 2 of those power weapons on the map, and he almost had to grab his neck then as he was stopping himself from choking. Those shots were whiffing hard, Bald. Not too sure about that one, and I think he would have known it as well, but thank God he recovered, managing to get himself A, and now they are once again in the position that they were before, both A and B, and it looks like they're just going to be trying to hold down Digital Nation in that subway position for as long as possible.
These cross-map shots with this Stalker rifle from Bald have been very handy, at least just, you know, putting that additional pressure on. He's going to wrap all the way around now. I'm not sure if there was a player in red. Maybe there mustn't have been, because he was able to get that kill and then get away. And look at this, not even punished for being relatively exposed and getting these shots out. He's able to help Deano pick up 2 kills there, 3 players down for Digital Nation. And this last 30 to 60 seconds just looking really good for Direwolves Blue.
Yeah, Direwolves actually managing to recover a ton. Recover, I say, absolutely stomping and taking the lead in a huge way. That being said, you know, Digital Nation were suffering a bit in the beginning of the game, and if they can manage to come back and turn around in the way that they just did before, but it just seems like the slays from Direwolves right now are just coming out so much stronger, so much more concisively. You know, you might be looking at Wryce and Tuff, who I was sort of ragging on a little bit before, both 11 kills in their favor, but then Direwolves 10-10-10, and then 8 at the very top. You know, they're doing very, very well for themselves to keep these spawns on lock as much as possible, get damage, all just as a team, you know, nail these team shots down. Exactly as I'm speaking, Vaampt gets 2 assists as Bald manages to just go around 1 in the back A alley and just take out 2 for himself, picks up a double kill. Things just flipping back and forth here, but Direwolves are the ones that seemingly are coming out on top each and every time.
B being capped here by Direwolves, as you say that, Bluey, so it is coming up Millhouse. By Millhouse, I mean Direwolves here. There's 2 players down for Digital Nation, and points still being racked up, 150 to 72 here of Digital Nation. It's not all done yet, especially with rockets in the hands of what I thought was Wryce, was actually Deano there, who does get taken down. Vaampt now for Direwolves, trying to defend this B street. He's gonna be forced to back up, and now that's gonna allow Digital Nation to push in, at least challenge Zerkil over in tires. He's also forced to back up, but he's gonna be able to spot Tuff. Oh, just gets away. Might get a little smack here, and he does clean up Wryce, but look, you know, I think that rear of the shoulder shot should have been a back smack, but alas, it wasn't. And look, back and forth it goes as Digital Nation back into getting some points on the board.
Yeah, B and C for them, which means they actually took that position that Direwolves seem to be locking them down in for so long and just use it to their advantage. You know, now they have B, they're just taking rotations back from this B driveway, looking up over plants, you know, getting the damage where it matters. The only position that Direwolves really have to flank from is from P to C, and it looks like that's exactly what they're doing. Deano does manage to get the kill, does die himself though. 2 for 2 on either side. We're looking at an A and C current hold. Time is ticking up for them, but Bandit is going to be able to stop that on the side of Digital Nation. Is going to be taken down though by Vaampt. Double smack to the head. As we see another rotation come out from them, answering the fact that one of their players, one of the Digital Nation players, tried to retake A from Direwolves. And it's going to be interesting if they can manage to keep this hold for as long as they are. It doesn't really matter though if they manage to inch on B, which looks like exactly what they're doing. They're going to have a triple cap, even for a brief moment. Then it looks like Digital Nation is probably going to be spawning C. They'll take that. It doesn't matter for them as this time is just wasting away.
220 points now racked up for the red team of Direwolves. They're on the home stretch. Unless Digital Nation can pull a rabbit out of the hat. Bandit cross-map challenges the Stalker rifle. Bald actually having to back up. Probably more so to do with the fact that the gun needed a recharge. You can see there that rocket was up. Bald decided to move away from that. Zerkil gets the call out to pick up that weapon. Now, not my favorite use of the rockets here, but he should be able to at least assist Vaampt there to get the kill on Wryce, and he does indeed do exactly that. Now pushing into B, Tekorai is going to be one shot, but look at this.
Zerkil
off the spawn, able to come up and clean up Zerkil. And just when you think it's all written, you see Digital Nation with what seems to be, you know, their second breath of air here.
Yep, they definitely still have life left in them. It's not down and out for Digital Nation just yet. They're still doing this B and C hold, and it looks like they're collapsing onto A as well, giving themselves a triple cap for a moment of respite, or at least stopping any inclination that Direwolves might have had to sort of flip it back around, score some points for themselves. They're definitely, just like what you were saying before, Josh, they're not down and out yet. They have a ton of life left in them, and they're playing this very, very smart. They're approaching it very, very slow. It seems like a lot of these gunfights are a lot more slower, more precise than what you would expect, but 3 members of Digital Nation do go down, and this could sort of start to sow the seeds of doom for Digital Nation, on this particular map, as Direwolves do manage to capture B.
Wryce now just doing a little peek, see what he can. Oh, how quick he snaps onto that player is impressive. Now he's going to spawn another one over on top A, but that's not going to be enough to stop them. That should be capped there by Direwolves. As I say that, no. Bandit and Tekorai both picked up kills. Wryce gets solid shots on Vaampt. That was 4 down there for a moment. Digital Nation still able to come back, and now they have a triple cap. Things get really interesting now. You're going to have all players from Direwolves spawn over in C. That's going to be one player making the wrap through pink over towards A. Tough, though, going to stop that in its tracks. Now rockets into the hand of Digital Nation. This could be comeback of the night, boy.
Yeah, Zerkil, again, I'm seeing these challenges from Zerkil come out, and they're so miscalculated. I don't understand if he thinks he can just take, you know, a 1v1 battle, then make away from his life, but every time he slides into something or runs into something, it's always a 2v1 or even 3v1 situation. It's not the first time we've seen it do it either. I'm kind of doubting a couple of his decision-making moments that we're having here. Manages to get away with his life, and he's probably going to challenge Driveway once again, but that nade from Tuff is going to hit him back. So now Tuff's unfortunately locked into C, one shot, tries to do a little spin there. Potential ninja is going to come up once again on Driveway, but Direwolves just locked down in Subway right now, and that time is ticking away. 10 seconds left for Digital Nation so they can take this.
And here we go, final few seconds. Digital Nation have done what looked to be impossible. They've formed a massive comeback, but here we go. The flip once again. Direwolves want this done. 225 points and closing. Direwolves need to stay alive through all of this. The pressure's on. Wryce comes collapsing in. Deano picks up the kill with a Stalker Rifle though. Tough answers back. Wryce, he falls. 2 players down here. Now it's going to be Direwolves in control here, but look at this. B falling to the blue team. Digital Nation, final points. A now being attacked here by Vaampt. Vaampt must stay alive. Here we go. It falls now. C being challenged. C gets captured. Final points now being picked up by the blue team, but B now being captured by Direwolves. It falls. B and C being captured. What is happening, ladies and gentlemen? You must stay connected here and watching what's going down. The final few points. A and B to Digital Nation. Wow. Oh my gosh. You know who I feel sorry for there? The observers trying to keep track of the madness that just happened in those final few seconds of this game. Guys, we have a series. When we thought it was all done, when Digital Nation were down by 100 points, they formed a comeback, and then after some mad plays back and forth at the end of that game, they pulled out a W. Digital Nation. What?
Absolutely disgusting plays from Digital Nation. Just at the end, that whole half end of the game was pretty much in their control. I really love how they managed to turn the sort of spawn trap that Direwolves had against them for so long from C into their advantage. You know, they just decided, okay, well, you want to keep us on C. We'll keep C then, and we'll just keep pushing and pushing for B over and over again. It really worked in their favor. But man, oh man, like at the end of the match there, I'm curious to see, was it a grenade kill onto B that solidified them not being able to get B, or did someone just step off the point? I'm so confused, especially what happened at the end. It all happened in the blink of an eye. It was so hectic. Really good plays from Digital Nation there, and honestly, good plays still from Direwolves, but they got to be feeling that one for a loss.
Yeah, I think they really must. I think they'd be kicking themselves and just thinking, look, you know, we should have wrapped things up here, guys. So I'm curious how this is going to then unfold into the next game, because, you know, if you're Direwolves, are you thinking, hey, we can afford to lose this final? Are we wanting to go to bed? I don't think they're like that. You know, I've known these guys long enough that they're competitive players, Bluey. I don't think they're gonna throw it, that's for sure. So if there is a comeback by Digital Nation, it's going to be credit where credit is due, and that's going to be to them, just like it is for winning that game. I thought that was impossible to come back from.
Yeah, the scoreline was so far out. They seemed to be so pushed into a corner, but it just took everything they had in them. And maybe it wasn't even everything. Maybe they have a whole bunch of fuel left in that tank, like I was saying before. Maybe their wick isn't burnt out yet. They're still a burning, fiery candle, and they can manage to just break out of these spawn traps, break out of these scenarios that just looked so doomed for them at certain instances, but at the same time, they just managed to just turn it around in their favor, take these gunfights, take the positioning on the map, and just use it to every advantage that they had.
We're going into map number 4, guys and girls. Direwolves versus Digital Nation. Direwolves, of course, they just need that one map. They thought they had it back on Strongholds Streets, but it wasn't going to happen. One more map for them to go back and face Final Form for a grand final, a rematch of the Winners Bracket final. Digital Nation trying to prove, I guess, me wrong and say that they've got what it takes to hit the grand final. Let's see if they can as we get CTF Bazaar underway. And you know, look, we thought we saw some crazy flip-flops in the previous game. I think if you're going to see something like that, it's going to happen in CTF Bazaar, right, Bluey?
Yeah, I definitely think so. You know, this is a once again, I'm going to use that word, very contentious map. Very contentious game mode, especially in the way that it sort of flip-flops a lot of those times. We are already seeing Deano use those rockets. He picked up a kill, decides to swap it out. Hopefully he can help pinch Tekorai here, but they do manage to get OS as well. 2 down for both players, and they're already looking to sort of make a bust in, kick that door down, try to get some groundwork onto the base of Digital Nation, try to get as close to that flag as possible.
Double kill out here from Tuff, trying to do what he can just to secure mid-map control here. He's going to have that grapple in hand as well. A couple of shots ringing out. He's got the support of his team. That's Wryce picking up a double of his own. Tuff now able to push in. Going to spot Vaampt in front, but Vaampt with the perfectly timed nade. He knew that action was taking place over towards Rockets, so the preemptive nade out.
Oh.
He's going to be rewarded with the trip skis as well. Unfortunately, the overkill is going to elude him, but only just. Tuff's going to be coming out through Palm. Bandit cleaned up. And look, isn't it funny just how fast things can turn? It was 15 seconds ago that we're talking about. Yeah,
it always happens.
You know, Digital Nation up in the grill, but now it's going to be Direwolves on the offense. Point blank with that rocket. Bandit's one shot. Should be cleaned up here. No, oh my gosh, that looked scary for a moment. Deano able to pick up the kill, and you know, with these kills, this flag should be relatively safe. He's getting tagged up from behind a little bit, and there is a player in front. It's going to be tough.
It's the OE. There you go. The OE came out from Digital Nation. It was Tuff, and someone else just managed to make their way all the way through tunnels. Bandit is the closest one to the flag right now, but it just looks like it's not going to be enough. Direwolves puts one on the board already. That, I would say that's pretty quick for what we usually experience in a Bazaar CTF game mode, right, Josh?
I definitely think that was very quick. And but look, after the last game, I'm not going to be making any conclusions right now. It's far too early.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. As you said before, especially on a map like Bazaar CTF, it's just the way that the map flip-flops so hard. It's, you know, you point your fingers towards one team and say, yeah, they've got this for sure, and then all it takes is one slip-up, one misplay, and it completely turns everything on their side. Tekorai did manage to have OS here. He is in their backline, was in tunnel, does get a little shotgun kill. Eyes on Deano, gets a nice assist on that one, and again, this is the flip-flop that we're talking about. That OS could have been the turning point. Bandit looks like he's going to be able to secure this quite comfortably, and it is going to be a 1-1 all tied up for Digital Nation.
It just like, you know, like I was just mocking it, but I kind of mean it very seriously. You can't call it, and I think it's just back and forth like that, right? Both teams kind of jockeying for position and control of this map. You saw there, Bandit was forced to make a move with the, Zerkil with those rockets, so that was traded out. And you can see 2 players down for each team now as they both try and get this mid position. Bandit was shut down by Deano. Deano now Spider-Manning around the map, trying to get some form of control and get some shots out while he can. Tekorai with the rockets might actually be spotted here by those players down low, but he wasn't. Balled. Yeah, you know, that's going to be the flank there from Tekorai. Tekorai, though, not really able to do much with it. And, you know, you called it out. That's what is really difficult about this map. You think you've got an advantage, and just like that, it's lost, Bluey.
Yeah, exactly. It's so easy to just flip this map on its head, and for a lot of these players, you know, it can be the kind of thing that's so defeating. You spend so long trying to make a setup, pushing into, you know, one area of the map or base, doing so much damage throughout the entire time, and then it's just that one tiny step, that one thing that you might have missed, that one spawn that you didn't really account for or thought that was going to happen, and it completely just pulls all of your plans away from you. There is no cap to be had. You lose everything in those instances. But it looks like right now, Direwolves might have a bit of an inch within Digital Nation's base. Zerkil does have OS, and he is going to run the flag as well, so at least he can tank a couple of shots. They just need to be wary of this OE, which is exactly what happened last time. Wryce trying to play a little bit of a rat game in that little pocket there, trying to do as much damage as he could. But unfortunately for him, Zerkil, again, that OS just proving so strong. Bulldog in hand as well for him. And they've got this flag so far. Zerkil just needs the support of his teammates to really solidify it, get this cap into the plant.
Speaking of support, Zerkil supporting the Croc Gang with his weapon overlays. Love to see this support. I don't love to see him get smashed as soon as I said that, but well, it is what it is. So, can confirm you do not get any buffs from the Croc Gang logo.
Maybe you get no. Maybe it's just the no buffs from Inman calling you out on, on stream. I think that's probably it's a debuff.
It happens far too often for it to not be a debuff, so I totally agree with you. Anyway, we'll move on. Deano, Zerkil, Ball, all of them get kills, but look at the shot nade there. Tekorai picking up the double kill, just tying things up. And you think, you know, it's just going back and forth between these two teams, you know? You've got an advantage here, Digital Nation, they're in front. Then it's Direwolves. I'm just waiting for one of them to make a concisive play. 6 minutes 25 though, so again, as I always like to call out here on Bazaar, Overshield Rockets both coming up in 20 seconds, and it's going to be about who has control. Right now, it seems to be Direwolves, but that may change at the drop of a hat. We'll see how it unfolds. Just a few seconds till both of those, the weapon and the power-up is on the map.
Vaampt, I think he spent enough time in Digital Nation's bar side, probably racked up quite the tab with the amount of time that he spent in there. Focusing now on Zerkil, grabbing those rockets. And hopefully, you know, we've seen some questionable decisions, some questionable plays come out from Zerkil, but hopefully now with this power weapon in hand, especially one as strong as the rockets are, he can make a good play for his team, give a nice opening for them, because they need another flag. You know, time is ticking away as it does on Bazaar, and they need to get in there as fast as possible to really start to wrap this series up. There's often a thing that we see with a lot of these teams is they make 2 caps, they get 1 above or possibly even 2 above the enemy team, and then it just becomes more of a defense game. The game turns more into a slayer because, as we see with Bazaar, and as I mentioned before, it turns around so quickly within the blink of an eye.
Zerkil trying to do what he can to get some kind of momentum for the squad. And speaking of momentum, 4 down's probably going to do it. But let's just see what we're talking about here with how quickly things can turn around. That cap is on the board. We'll see if Zerkil can get this next relay away. He's tagged up. He does have the support of 1 player down there. I didn't see who that was. And this just shows to the great communication that despite being no shield, he felt safe enough to push out and get some shots out. Now that's going to be with Ball. The 2 of them are going to be able to run together. This is actually a textbook relay, to be honest, Bluey. Despite the challenges that we talk about on this map, they did a really good job to get that far.
Absolutely. We see Bandit collapsing from behind. 2 other players, Wryce, Tekorai, dropping down from their bridge side. Excellent camera work from our observers right now to get a real play of the field. We also did see Tuff manage to just sneak his way through tunnels, go through alley. He does fall down in that instance, and Zerkil manages to pick up the flag. The re wasn't held by Digital Nation. All that fighting was for naught. All those grenades for naught. We do see Zerkil on no health here, so confident being able to grab that flag. Good stuff from him, a very, very convincing run. Now all they need to be able to do is just shut down this counter cap as quickly as possible and try to set up a relay for themselves once again. 3-1 the score for Direwolves, and Josh, those scores back to back. Super convincing and super clean, I would say, from the Direwolves.
I think so. The relay was set up perfectly and Digital Nation didn't have anything to respond. Now I say that, you've got Wryce, who's just, you know, beaming out of his mind, plus he's got the OS. There's an opportunity, it's just about being in the right position to do everything. Now, I would say that that play by Wryce was a little overzealous and a bit rushed. You didn't see anyone who was looking from alley down towards the red side of the map. You didn't have anyone above. You didn't see anyone above in the cafes, so I think he could have done more with that, and he just got a little bit excited with it.
Exactly, a little bit of excitement there coming out from the members of Direwolves. Got some body smacking this late into the series. You can tell they're tired, Josh. You can tell they just want to pack this series up. Go home, Deano with the fadeaway melee. The 1-2 punch coming in to clean up Tough. Hopefully he gets Bandit here as well, but Vaampt with the God Nade from across the map. Wryce down so low already. There's just such consistent damage coming out from the members of Direwolves that, you know, anytime another member of Digital Nation comes in to try and clean up a kill, they're already faced with a face full of grenade or a whole bunch more shots. It just makes helping out each other so much more difficult, whereas Direwolves just seem to have that down to a formula. Bald's now in the flag side for Digital Nation, just kind of playing very ratty here. Obviously the call does come out. Tough and Wryce going to collapse on him. Does get meleeed, and yep, that is a cleanup. But 2 members of Digital Nation do go down once again.
Just want to call out some of the individuals here. 29 and 13 for Vaampt. 5 assists, 10 more kills than anyone else on his squad. And, looking at the opposing side, the most you've got is 16 for Tough and Tekorai. And now he just got his 30th kill. So a 30 bomb from Vaampt. Like, double anyone on the opposing team. Like, that's pretty insane, dude.
Disgusting, yeah. Vaampt is definitely one of those players, especially on the Direwolves roster, who just represents everything that a main Slayer should. Obviously, he's got those assists, which are pretty lacking, but his team shots overall are so strong, and his ability to maneuver around the map and be able to just definitively pick off kills where it really matters and make openings for his teammates is everything that Vaampt is about, and something that we see him do so consistently, sorry. And it's just such a joy to watch every single time we have him on camera.
I totally agree, and I think it's awesome when he's popping off the way that he is. Now, as I say that, he's died 3 times in a row without getting a kill, but,
he's still got 30 kills though,
he's still got his 30 bomb. It should be pointed out that both flags are out at the moment. Wryce, put them together to be friends there, trying to make a run. Flag now returned here, and this should actually be a cap, despite 4 players being up for Direwolves. Now, what they need to be careful of, and by they I mean the blue team Digital Nation, even if they get this cap in, this looks to be set up for a, oh my god, the timing there. This looks to be set up for a perfect counter here from Direwolves if they're not careful.
Yeah, this looks like exactly what's going to be coming from Direwolves. All 4 members of Direwolves did manage to collapse on Digital Nation's base. You can see Wryce over there. He's O-ing over into Direwolves' base, looking to try and just grab that flag so they can't make the run as definitive. Deano, unfortunately, fumbling with that flag a little bit on the electro nades there. Looks like the members of Digital Nation are going to get shut down potentially. Hopefully the flag return can come out. Looks like, yep, this looks pretty much in the hands of Direwolves. This is going to come down to another flag, 10 seconds left. Good stuff for Direwolves though. Really just hard-fought game for them. Digital Nation as well, doing as much as they could to hold on as long, but just that ending run, that 2 flag back-to-back relay for Direwolves, absolutely just destroyed anything that Digital Nation had. Digital Nation captures the flag at the end, but then the counter cap was already set up. All 4 members of Direwolves are in your base. What are you going to do, Josh? Yeah, there's not really much you can do at that stage, but what a slog it's been for both teams so far. Credit to Digital Nation for getting that 3rd slot, but Luke, looks like we're going to be seeing a rematch in our grand final.
Hell yeah, I asked for it and now I have received it. I'm super excited. I know everybody in chat is super excited about this as well. Maybe the lads from New Zealand might not be super excited about it, considering it is currently 1 AM in New Zealand right now. So maybe the Direwolves lads need to go get themselves a bit of coffee, get that pep juice going and get into that grand final, because if they want to take this championship today, lads, they need to get a full bracket reset. They've had some big members really starting to step up in this series in and of itself. Vaampt dropping 33 kills in that CTF Bazaar there, Blue, and the fact that they're able to kind of bounce back from a bit of a heartbreaker there on map number 3 is a good showing here of the tenacity of the Direwolves lads. I think they've proved that to us multiple tournaments in a row now, that they've been able to really be kind of tenacious when it comes to those very kind of heartbreaking kind of moments for the lads of the Direwolves. And now they get their rematch with Final Form. Yes, it is going to be a long night for them, but Bluey, they seem hungry. They seem like they want this championship.
It definitely seems like they're playing a bit better than what they were coming into the earlier rounds in the night. Right now, it seems like they're really switched on, really focused, really coordinated as a team. It's exactly what we love to see. That flag game was just so telling, especially near the end of it, of how much they were like, yep, we need to wrap this up. We know exactly what we need to do. They were covering each other's backs so well. It seems like they were paying attention to the spawns so much better than what they were originally. Really good stuff to see from the Direwolves, and it's just those ironing out of some of the inconsistencies that were brought up before, and even acknowledged by, you know, Balds, who's often considered the team captain of Direwolves. That now they're just sort of finding those, putting those little pieces into place and just playing better and better as you know, the series goes on and on.